You're listening to WKDW Radio 97.5 and KDWRadio.com, broadcasting from the Bishop West Real Estate Mobile Tower here in sunny Northport, Florida. I wish it was sunny. It's a little better than it was yesterday. We're about 10 to 15 degrees up from where we were yesterday. We're not as chilled to the bone. But I did see the beach guy was out at Inglewood Beach today, and it is windy on the beach. So if you're heading that direction, take a jacket, take a hat, take some gloves, because if you're going to go out and try to watch a little bit of sunset, you may be a little chilly. If you're going to listen to some live music out there in on the beach restaurants, trust me, you'll need a jacket. The breeze is stiff coming off the water. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. And happy Friday to everybody. And I have got, I've never done a show with organizations such as the Elks, the Moose, and so forth. But the Elks over in Inglewood reached out, and they have a fantastic schedule coming up of entertainment. They also are doing sort of a membership drive and an inclusive kind of thing out into the community, and trying to draw awareness to everything that they do to involve their community. So I've got a really special guest in the house, Gabrielle Kelly. Can you please introduce yourself and welcome to the show?
Hi, John, and thanks very much for having me on. I'm Gabrielle Kelly, the ER over at the Englewood Elks Lodge. I took over the role in October of 2023, and it's been quite a challenge, but we're pulling things together. And we have a lot of good team members who are really, really helping to pull it all together. And I'd like to talk to you today, about the upcoming shows and whatever else you would like to ask me.
Well, here's the funny thing. Let's throw a little teaser out there. And I'm really looking forward to talking about this, but I think we should start out with a little bit of entertainment of what's coming to the Elks Lodge. What do you think about that?
That sounds wonderful. Surprise me.
All right. Well, let's get this thing rocking and rolling, and let's see how much people engage with this. If you got some feedback on who's coming, please let us know.
Dion.
How about that?
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go. Let's listen to a little bit of Dion here.
Standing on a mountain looking down on the city, the way I feel is a doggone pity. Yeah, falling down the mountainside. Many times I've been there and many times I cried. We used to be so happy when we were high on a mountain of love. Night after night, I've been standing here alone, weeping my heart out to cold gray dawn. Praying that you're lonely and you call me too. Hoping just by chance that I'll get a glimpse of you. Trying hard to find you somewhere out in love, high on a mountain of love. Mountain of love, a mountain of love. You should be ashamed. Used to be a mountain of love, but you just changed your name. Way down below there's a 500,000 people. Somewhere there's a church and a big tall steeple. Inside the church there's an altar filled with flowers. Wedding bells are ringing and they should have been hours. That's why I'm so lonely, a dream from above, high on a mountain of love. Love, the mountain of love. You should be ashamed. Used to be a mountain of love, but you just changed your name. Way down below there's a 500,000 people. Somewhere there's a church and a big old steeple. Inside the church there's an altar filled with flowers. Wedding bells are ringing and they should have been hours. That's why I'm so lonely, a dream from above. High on a mountain of love. High on a mountain of love. High on a mountain of love.
Well, there's a little bit of oh my gosh.
That's right, superlatives.
He's
How
the
about a
main
hand,
man,
ladies and
isn't he?
gentlemen, for
Isn't he
Mr.
the main
Charlie
man?
Pratt? Where are you, Mr. Pratt?
How about that? So huge event coming up. When is this event?
7 to 9.
One second. Gabriel, when is this event going to happen? I had you on mute. Sorry about that.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's going to happen Saturday, January the 13th from 7 to 9 p.m.
And give us some background on who this actually is.
Well, you just heard Dion, and he is the son of legendary country music hall of famer Charlie Pride. With his remarkable talents as a songwriter and multi-talented instruments, playing guitar, piano, drums, and bass, Dion has demonstrated his versatility into the world of music. So he's pretty famous. His dad was pretty famous. So Dion, and he's a really, really great guy. He's very down to earth. So why don't you all come out and see him? It'll be a great show. Don't miss it.
And how does this affect the Elks Lodge itself? I mean, we're talking about bringing in entertainment, and this is going to be probably one of the chillier weekends to be out and about. So you guys have an inside venue on top of that, right?
Oh yeah, our facility is about 2,600 square feet, and we can host up to 600 people, but 500 people come comfortably in the bays, the Bay 1, Bay 2, and Bay 3, and there's plenty of room for everybody. Now, we won't be serving dinner.
Say again, please.
We won't be serving dinner at the shows, but we will be having a dessert bar during intermission and at the beginning of the show.
And how long does the show last? What's the time frame
From
for the show?
7 to 9.
7 to 9. And you're talking $25 to $30 per entry, right?
Yeah. It's $25 for members and $30 for non-members. So it does pay to be a member.
Fantastic. So what is it like to become a member, and what does it take?
It just takes your willingness to become a member, and you would have somebody sponsor you as a member, and it's very easy to do it. You do have to go through an initiation. We're very traditional in our ways, so we do have the initiation. Some people love it, some people don't like it, but as I said, we're very traditional, and you just come in, fill out an application, and someone will sponsor you. And by the way, we are a private club, but we welcome everybody. We're open for Sunday breakfast to the public. We're open for lunch to the public. We're open for dinner to the public. And all our shows, we get a permit. So that means we can open to the public for our shows. And typically, you would need somebody to sponsor you for a drink. And any member would be willing to do that. But at the shows...
Via our conversation the other day, the one thing I forgot to tell you is I have been there for lunch.
Oh.
So I have, and this was, gosh, it was probably 4 years ago I stopped by and had lunch. It was fantastic, by the way. I just happen to live in or in Northport, and Inglewood's a little jaunt, just a little bit across town. But the beauty is it's a great facility. It's easy in and out. A great location for parking for these kinds of events. You've got a great building, and the access is fantastic for handicap or elderly. Not that you know, Inglewood never has elderly people, I'm sure. So there is no standard there. You know, that there is a bonus. but it's a great location. You know, I'm entering into 60 now, so I make jokes about elderly, and yet I'm approaching that myself. So it's if you're out there and you're listening, don't take it as a jab. Take it as I'm coming your way soon, because I am. But here's the beauty of supporting a local organization like the Elks or any of the other local organizations. One, they're there and they're grassroots. They're here in your community. Uh, and I'm going to let you talk about the bonuses that you guys bring to the community. And let's just start in Inglewood right now and kind of talk about the influence that you bring to into Inglewood.
Um, well, a lot actually. I was hoping Carolyn would speak about that, about all the
Yeah,
different things we
I,
do, but don't seem
I
to be.
can.
Can Caroline speak to that?
Caroline, can you talk about that?
Certainly. Uh, First of all, I'd like to preface some of my statement by saying that we're supported greatly by our state organization and our national organization. But one of the things we do and are very proud of is that we have a camp for kids, which is up in Umatilla, Florida, and it's owned by the state Elks Association, and it's certified by the American Camping Association. And every year we send kids to camp free. There's no charge. Kids from the age of 9 to 13 can go to camp. We have a sponsor for camp. We ask that you call our office and register. We want anybody out there listening who has a kid between ages of 9 to 13 to call us. We have sent 100 kids to camp free, no charge. And we do this to give the community support in sending your children and your youth out to have time fun for the summer, things to do. The camp is many sided in all the activities. It has a swimming pool, the aquatic center that we have. They have a gym. They have meals. They have modern cabins with air conditioning and counselors that are trained. And after the kids camp, we have every year our lodge sponsors families. We go to the local schools and ask them for the names of families that are in need, and they give us those names, and we usually take about 50 to 60 families, and we purchase Christmas gifts for them. This family parents fill out a form, and that form gives us the name and age of each child, and those children also the name, age, and then sizes of clothing and possible toys that the children want. And we, as lodge members, will go out, purchase those items for those children. They wrap them and they bring them back to the lodge. And in past years, we've had a wonderful Christmas party with face painters and clowns. We've had lunch. We play games. We have movies. But unfortunately, Ian destroyed our lodge last year, so we couldn't do the Christmas party. And the year before that was COVID, and we couldn't do it. So we've just gathered the gifts, called the parents, and given them a time and day to come and pick up the gifts for the children. And in addition to those gifts, we gave the families $50 gift cards to Walmart. We also have at Thanksgiving given those same families uh, turkeys, and we purchase these turkeys from Publix. They're both medium size and large size. So if there's only 4 members or less in the family, they are given the small dinner that serves 4. If there's 5 or more, they get the large turkey dinner, which serves up to 10. And then with that dinner, they also get a $25 gift card to Publix so that they can go and purchase additional items for food. We also have a scholarship fund that is given to 3 Lemon Bay High School students every year. This scholarship fund is the Counselors at the high school give us the names of students who are academically qualified, as well as those who have been very supportive in the community and very active in their community, very deserving students. Our scholarship committee at the lodge is made up of retired school teachers. They take these applications, they review them carefully, and during the award ceremony at Lemon Bay High School in the spring, they award 3 students $4,000 scholarships, which are renewable scholarships. So that means each year that they are working on their baccalaureate degree, they receive $4,000. We also give out 2 scholarships to kids who are going to school for cosmetology or auto repair or mechanical. So we give technical scholarships to those students, and that's done also annually, as well as project graduation. Every year, the Elks gives a very healthy and generous donation to the project graduation for the students. Also, we have a very, very active veterans program.
Mhm.
Our veterans chairman, Paul Calici, has been very active in getting things together, programs together for our veterans. Each year, we wrap boxes, shoe boxes, and we put them in the hall of the lodge, and members come and select a number of shoe boxes, 1, 2, 3, however many they want. And those boxes have a list inside them of what is suggested items: toothpaste, shaving cream, shaving supplies, pencils, paper, notebooks, games like the jumbo puzzles or crossword puzzles, anything that they can do to occupy their time. And then the person who takes the boxes, fills them, brings them back to the lodge, and we distribute them to veterans who are in nursing homes or in assisted living. Every year, we give between 170 and 200 shoe boxes to veterans who are throughout our community. And those veterans usually and very oftenly only get our shoe boxes as their Christmas gift. And then, other than that, we also give to the Homeless Coalition in Port Charlotte. They have a special unit for veterans, and we have given over, let me check my notes. We have given 14 bags of clothes, 202 blankets, and these blankets are all handmade by ladies of our lodge who crochet these blankets. And then we have given 7 bags of bed linens, 2 bags of footwear, and 5 bags of miscellaneous goods in the past year. That was just this last year. And this is about the amount we give every year to our veterans. Also, to the community, during COVID, we donated over $5,000 to Inglewood Helping Hand. And we also, in the past 2 years, have given to the Jubilee Center over $2,000. And again, to the Homeless Coalition in Port Charlotte, we gave an additional $2,000 last year. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's many other things we do that are too much for me to even expound upon at this time.
Well, I think that you kind of opened up the floodgates right there, and kind of let everybody know at least a huge part of what you guys do for the community. Um, on top of the things that you guys do, there's a entertainment side of things, and you know, Gabrielle, we talked about this earlier. Is that a lot of times, uh, organizations like yours, they have to do fundraisers in order to keep the doors open and to continue to service the community. Can you talk about the importance of filling the room, so to speak, with the concert, and why people should come and visit?
Oh, absolutely. But first, I'd like to tell you that we also have a social aspect. Like every day, we have something going on. Like Tuesdays and Fridays, we have Show Me the Money, very popular. Wednesdays is karaoke night with Wednesday afternoon bingo. Thursday, we have music and dance. And then we're bringing back Friday night fish fry. And then Saturday, and we have big bingo hall on a Friday night. And then we have bar bingo on a Saturday afternoon, and we have Texas Hold'em. So there's lots and lots of stuff going on. But to talk about our shows, well, first I'd like to tell you that we've had a really bad 2.5 years. We were only recovering from COVID just about when Hurricane Ian happened, and that devastated us, absolutely devastated us. Our roof was lost, and the walls it was really, really bad. And as I'm sure most Floridians know how bad their homes were, well, think of the size of our place. It was really bad. So we had to close, and our kitchen, by the way, has been closed since then. We've been open, but the kitchen will actually open next week. So we're really proud of that we're going to get our kitchen back, and lots of people then will come back for the food. But it has really impacted us, not having the kitchen, not being able to function fully in the lodge. And tonight is the first time we're doing in the large hall the bingo, which many people come from miles around to play, and they haven't been able to do it for almost a little over a year and a half. So we're hoping to get a good crowd for that, and that's a fundraiser. All of our games are fundraisers for our charity, and it goes into our charity account. So yes, there has been a lot of impact to all our fundraising efforts, because a lot of people thought we were still closed and that we weren't open. But we've been half open, but now we're fully open. We got our roof on, and so we've had a lot of disasters. Not only did we lose the roof in Ian, then we had 2 more ceilings collapsing because of the contractors with the roofing. So it has been a hard year for us, but we're pulling together, and we want to let everybody know we're here, we're strong, but we hope you'll come back and support us, because without you, we can't do it. We need your support. And we put up a great lineup of shows. You can go onto our website and check them out, or you can go to our webpage, and you can see, some of the shows like the Eagles tribute. I mean, that's coming up January 20th. Alan Jackson, he's February 3rd. And the Mersey Beatles, which are very popular, they're February 17th. Then we have the Wilburys, a traveling tribute, on February 24th. We have the Ed Sullivan Show, February 25th. March 2nd, we have the Gold Tones. March 9th, we have Alabama. And March 23rd, Jimmy Moss. And then Reba tribute is March 30th. So we have some really exciting shows that we really want you all to come out and enjoy it. And remember every Thursday night we have music and dancing. And there's lots to do. You'll never be lonely at the Elks. There's lots to do.
And I'm going to say something. I said this to you the other day. I really we don't do a whole lot of prepping for shows on WKDW. As far as my show is concerned, I shoot from the hip the whole time. But we were talked briefly about things that we have in our community, and then they're gone. And I just want to remind people that these events, the Elks Club itself, and everything that they do to give back, and other organizations like theirs, I mean, you really have to start paying attention, because they're not by themselves when they say there's damage with memberships, there's damage with roofing, there's damage with closures. All of these things affect not just the Elks, but other organizations along the way. And if you're driving by and you see the building and you say, oh, I should go there once, go there. If you're driving by and you say, I should go there, and it's gone, it's because you didn't go. People's doors can only stay open if you visit them. And
Exactly.
I think when you wrap your hands around the possibilities of an essential piece of the community like the Elks have been, helping students, helping seniors, helping the military, helping community members, helping your kids. At some point, we have to learn to give back to them. This is the opportunity. Let's fill their hall. Let's get in there. Let's go listen to some music. Let's have a good time. But understand that the reason that you're going is to support all the good they bring to your community, because you don't want to be driving down 776 and look over and say, I wish I would have supported them. They used to do so much for us. So there's negatives to no action. Let's make it a positive, and let's put some action back in to the Elks Lodge, because they're providing action back to you guys in your community. So share this information. Really ignite people's interest in what they're trying to do. If we don't learn how to fire up our communities again, organizations like this will not be there to help us when we need it. I hope, and I could tell by the looks on both of your faces, I hope that I hit everything you would want me to say. Is there anything that you would like to add in?
That's great, John. That's exactly what we wanted to say, but you said it even better. Thank you.
Well, there's some importance for being an anchor in your own communities. You guys are the anchor in your community. You are always giving back, always working forward, always working through. In talking with you, I've also learned that no matter how big or how small the problem is, your goal and your end game is to make sure you survive and make sure you're taking care of your community as you're working through your problems.
Exactly.
The community needs to know that, because other than that, you're just a building.
Mm-hmm.
And give your location of where people can come to see you. Give your address. Tell them what they're looking for as they drive up, and tell them what to expect when they get to your building.
Well, it's 401 North Indiana Avenue, Englewood, Florida, 34223, and we're just north on 776. We're north of Dearborn Street, and you can't miss the great big elk sitting outside the building. And we have beautiful murals on the wall that a kind gentleman comes and paints for us, and he does it out of the kindness of his heart, and he's done a wonderful job. We have beautiful murals there, but you just can't miss it. It's a huge building, and I think you have a picture of that, John. But you can't miss the elk. There was one. Yeah, I was going to say another thing. As I said, we do have the social aspect, especially with the dancing on a Thursday evening. Also, that's the Elks, and all around the building we have all those beautiful murals. And then in the front, you can't see them, but there's a great big elk there. We also have St. Patrick's Day, and that's it's especially wonderful for me because I'm from Ireland, and I've been cooking the soda bread there for about 6 years. But last year we cooked the Irish dinner, and everybody loved it. It was traditional corned beef and cabbage, and carrots and onions and potatoes. So it was a wonderful night. That's a great night, to come out and see the Irish dancers and just join us. And we didn't have a ceiling last year, and we got so many people to come out because they know about the Irish dancers and they just know it's going to be a great show. This time we have a ceiling and we have a roof, so it'll be much better.
Yeah, I love the smiles. I love the fact that you guys are energized. Joe just asked, how much are the tickets? I know we talked about it before, but you've got tomorrow night is a huge night. I was a huge Charlie Pride fan myself. My dad, if he was still around, I got to tell you, he would be there dancing and carrying on, because he introduced me to Charlie Pride, and Charlie Pride was phenomenal in his day. And his son Dion is now coming to Inglewood. And we did play that just at the start of the show, and we're going to play another one here in a little bit. But talk about the price of the event And my question is if that event is like $25 to $30 a ticket, is that kind of like that normal price range that people should expect for concerts?
Oh yeah, for our shows are typically $25 to $30. Now, that's a one-man band, and typically that's the price. But if we have a big band coming, the tickets usually go up like 35 to 40. And when I say 35, it's always the member price is always $5 cheaper, because that's the benefit of being a member. So yeah, tomorrow night's tickets are 25 for a member and 30 for a non-member. And
That's
we
fantastic.
Yeah, we sell tickets at the door also for tomorrow.
All right, so I do have a question because you mentioned this earlier, and it's for us drinkers of the world who go to concerts and have a beer or two. It's very important because you said that you had to have access to alcohol during the concerts. Does that mean anyone can purchase alcohol at that point?
Yes, we have a permit for all our shows. We have 12 permits a year, so that's why we like to do. We do all the shows, plus we do events like the Best of Englewood. It's huge here in Englewood. The Best of Englewood is sponsored by the Sun newspaper. They bring in about 480 people. And then we also do the Hunks and Heels. It's a fundraiser for, Give Like Spencer. And he was a young man who died in a car accident. And they raised actually 30,000 this year at one of the events that they held at the Elks. So they'll be coming back again this year. But absolutely, you can come in and have, you can drink because we have a permit, and we'll allow, we have the permit. Once we get a permit, it's for 3 days. So it's either Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So yes, you don't need to show a card or anything because we have that permit, and you can come in and get your beer or your wine. We have a full bar. So come on out.
Well, and I will tell you just a tad bit more insight from my family side of things. I know the value and the impact that the Elks bring because my daughter-in-law 5 years ago was the theater director at Lemon Bay. She does realize the value. She has been back for those fundraisers for Spencer and has been part of it, along with a couple of her fellow students from the West Florida, up in Pensacola, University of West Florida. That connection has produced Caroline and several others, and now my son is getting ready to graduate up at Kent State with his master's degree. But the connection that all of this brings, and I wanted to include that in because the family connection just isn't mine. It's a family connection to the community that you guys are doing together and driving the Elks into people's living rooms, into people's hearts with the actions that you take to really uplift and solidify the community.
Thank you.
And truthfully, I'm going to talk to my wife, who hasn't been feeling well, by the way. She's battling the tail end of COVID again, should I say. But I'm going to see if she's up to it tomorrow, and we're going to try to come out. I would love to do that and be part of it, because I think what you're doing is important. I think it's beyond important, and I think people really need to realize that through your efforts and through your organization's efforts and through the people that you have connected within your organization on a national level, there's a huge impact. There's a huge impact that would be felt if it went away.
Yes.
And so I'm energized by your spirit. I'm energized by the fact that the doors are open, and one of my favorite parts is your food is back open. And I, there's always good food and happy smiles to go along with that. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to visiting. I'm looking forward to come over and visiting with you guys both in person and being part of the Elks' future as far as supporting and being a supporting cast. And I hope we can get some businesses to do the same thing. Do you have business sponsors?
Business sponsors?
Yeah.
Can you answer that, Caroline? We do have the Rotary who comes to visit with us all the time. They usually have their meeting there, the Sunset Rotary. They're very supportive of us. Actually, the Sunset Rotary are rebuilding our pavilion in the back for free. They're doing it as Rotarians. We lost a couple of buildings in the back, but they're building the pavilion and they're doing a very nice job of it. And so they're doing that for us, which is fantastic from the Rotary. And then we do have other Rotary clubs that will put on an event there. And anybody is welcome to put on an event. Any business can come and host an event. You don't have to be an elk there. You know, we can do a ticketed event and everyone's welcome to come.
And there's some bonus to that. You know, there's organizations out there that are always looking for a venue to do things. Yeah. And that partnership, those partnerships into the community, they're really an essential part of the growth of the Elks, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Wouldn't you agree, Caroline?
Yep, she's agreeing. So I had her muted just because I was getting some feedback. But Caroline, can you reiterate a little bit about how that community partnerships and the relationships that you guys have make a huge impact?
Yes, we have done for Lemon Bay High School. We have done their annual parties at at the club, and they've done their fundraisers there. We've done fundraisers for the elementary schools. They have a huge party at the club, and as Gabriel said, the Rotary has their huge fishing tournament every year at our club. So we have, because of our 22,000 square feet, there's not another building that size in the area. And because we have all kinds of room and amenities and the kitchen that's like a gourmet kitchen. I mean, it's huge. When people walk in and look at that kitchen, it's a two-sided kitchen. It's probably 2,000 square feet of kitchen. I mean, maybe not that big, but we have 4 big walk-in coolers. And so anybody that wants to have anything can come and use our facility. And as long as, like you're being listed here, we're having a board meeting there for Inglewood Isles next Monday for their organization. And we've had conferences there before from other organizations. And as she said, the Inglewood Sun is having their Best of Inglewood there. We've hosted that for several years. So, but yes, we do support or encourage any of the companies in the community or organizations to come and check us out and talk to us, because we're very competitive with our pricing, and we'd be happy to have them put their event on.
Awesome. I'm going to go back to membership here real quick, because the most important part of the membership is how much it is. But the biggest part of that is the membership means a whole lot to the members, because you guys are national. So people, when they're on vacation, when they're traveling, different elk clubs across America is a great stop in, because you've got friends in every state at that point, don't you?
Yes, we do.
So can you talk about the cost of joining and really from start to finish? Like, if I got sponsored today, how long would it take me to actually
become a member?
Yeah. So from start to finish, the fee, and then walk through how long it would take me to actually become a member, because you said you had you guys are you had a routine.
Yes, and our fee this year is $97 for the whole year. Now some of that money goes to the Grand Lodge. Is it 35, Caroline, or 45?
37.
37 goes to the Grand Lodge, and a lot of people don't realize that, but we have to pay the Grand Lodge that much money for our charter. So,
Sure.
so that's our fee. But if you were to fill out an application now, depending on whether you started at the beginning of month, so it would take you nearly a month to become a member. But you can come in. You can come in. We'll know that you're becoming a member, and we welcome you in while you're waiting.
Also, all right. So let's clarify again. So I fill out the application. I pay my $97.
No. With your application, you pay $25.
Mhm.
That's the application fee. And then
Okay.
you're sent once your application is turned in, then you will be sent a letter to come to an orientation meeting, which is the second Tuesday of the month. So if your application is in before the second Tuesday of the month, you can conceivably go in on the fourth Monday of the month, because all of our initiations are done on the fourth Monday of the month. So technically, if you got an application in today, you could conceivably come to orientation next Tuesday and be a member the following Monday. It just depends on, in the cycle, when you get that application in.
That's fantastic, because today is the cutoff day, isn't it?
Kind of, yes. Monday would be too late. Yes, it would be.
Are you telling me we're hitting a loophole?
Sort of.
I love it. So the 25 is the application fee.
Right.
We get the application turned in, and then when is the next payment due?
Well, then the night you're initiated, you would be paying a prorated amount, because our dues are always due on April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So you would pay a small, whatever the prorated is for 2 months. That's what you would pay. And then in April, you would get a bill for the $97. So let's say you pay your $25 application fee, which is non-refundable. And then you would pay maybe $17 for 2 months, or whatever the fee is. And then in April, you would pay the $97 for the next year.
So is the application available online?
No, not at this time.
No.
So is the application available to fill out and email in?
I don't think so at this time.
So people have to come to the Elks today or early tomorrow. Yeah. So if you're out there listening right now and you're driving down the road and you look over and you see the Elks in Inglewood, pull in real quick, get your application.
Right.
And get it filled out, give them the $25, and you're at the end of the month, you're a member.
Yes.
That's right.
Exactly.
Listen, we're just throwing excitement out there everywhere.
Right.
Hey, John, there's 2 things I wanted to cover.
Sure.
If I may. Going back to our meeting space, we also we can cater for groups as small as 10, retirement parties, celebration of life parties, wedding receptions from people like, we can host up to 500, but don't be afraid if you only got 25 people coming, we can host you.
Yeah.
But the most important thing that I really need to reiterate or speak of is our volunteers. We are a volunteer organization. All of us are volunteers. And we can't do without our volunteers. We just can't. We can't survive without them. They help run our lodge, and without them, we couldn't do it. No. They are terrific. We can't thank them enough. I mean, we do give them, we host a celebration, an appreciation for them. But every day they come in and they do whatever it takes to keep the lodge going. And I just want to shout out to them if they're listening. We appreciate you and we need you. And if anyone would like to become a volunteer, just please call the office.
Right.
We have I think a common goal and a common outcome. The radio station WKDW Radio, we are 100% volunteer driven. So we know exactly what it takes to do 3 or 4 shows a week, organize them, work a full-time job. I actually get called out and I go to different venues. I try to hit parades and different places all over the oh gosh, Mass area that I cover, because it's not Northport, it's not just Inglewood, it's Sarasota County and Charlotte County pretty much in combination, because of the listening audience and then the blessing that we have of social media. So if you're listening on the social media sites right now, please hit your share button and share this out as many times as you can. Uh, Whether it's to 50 or 100 people, it's appreciated, because if we can fill their hall for Dion Pride, uh, that's a huge impact that we can make just for going to listen to music. I do want to play another song, and I told Gabrielle that the hour would fly. We're sitting at 3:52. Did I mislead you at all?
Yeah, I was skeptical, John. Like,
I believe I held true to my word, didn't I?
you did. Yes, you did. Yes,
So,
it's fabulous.
so let me break off here, and I want to bring in Dion Pride again, and listen to another one of his songs. It's a quick one, about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and then we'll come back and finish up.
Great.
And I'm going to set him up here. I got to remove one and go to the other. That's the beauty of the single man show. Is I've got to 100% do it all myself, and I'm coming on board with it right now. So we'll listen to a little bit of music.
Well, I pulled out a pizza burger rolling down at East Rico. I got my diesel wound up and she's a running like I never before. There's a speed zone and alright, but I haven't seen a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm not gonna make it on the down. Got me a 10 more years and a Georgia overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. I just passed the Jimmy White. I've been a passing everything in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm not gonna make it on my tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby goodbye. Well, I could have a lot of women, but I'm not that sort of a guy. I could find one to hold me tight, but I could never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road and I'm not gonna make it home tonight. I said, well, the ICC is a checking on down the line. I'm a little overweight, my law books are way behind. Well, nothing bothers me tonight. I can dodge all the scales all right. 6 days on the road and I'm not gonna make it on tonight. Well, my rig's a little low, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a flame from a stack and that smoke's blowing black as coal. Well, my hometown's coming inside, and if you think I'm a happy right, 6 days on the road and I'm not gonna make it on my tonight. 2 more. 6 days on the road and I'm not gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm not gonna make it tonight.
Muted. John? You're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, my goodness, I did it to myself.
Yes.
100%. Sorry about that, but I hope that everybody in Inglewood could come out and see the show. How many tickets are available?
Oh, we have plenty. We as I said, we can host 600, so we have lots left.
Fantastic. And he's such a dynamic performer. Has he been there before?
Not in my time. I've been there over 6 years, unless he was there a few years ago. I don't believe so, but unless Caroline knows it. Caroline, can you hear me?
I can't hear.
You can't hear. So
Caroline, can you hear me?
No, we've lost her.
Kind of faded out. That's okay.
I can't hear him. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. I removed her for a second, but because we've only got about 3 minutes left. But you're not hearing him every day. You're not hearing him every weekend. You're not hearing him down the coast. So he doesn't come here very often, obviously. So this is an opportunity to listen to somebody who you haven't seen.
Exactly. Yes. And if he's anything like his father, wow, we're in for a great show.
Well, you know what? Listening to him, I do hear his dad in there, for sure. And I think he's an entertaining electric type performer. I don't think he's going to give a boring show by any stretch of the imagination.
No, he's energetic.
So all of the things wrapped in, we've got 2 minutes left. I want you to review one more time why it's important for people to support the Elks so that you guys can support them.
Because we as volunteers love what we do. We love giving back to our community. If you ask any elk in there who's a volunteer, they love to give to the community. It's a way of giving back. And when you join the Elks, you help us give to that community and foster the relationships in the community. And when you become an Elk, you become, I know it sounds cliche, but you do become a family member. And we help every member, any member who's in trouble, we can help them confidentially. We've never turned an Elk away that is in trouble. So it's a terrific organization. Sure, we have our ups and downs, but it's a fabulous organization. If you want to give to your community and you want to help your community, become an Elk.
And you use the words that everybody has their
no idea why I can't hear him.
Everybody has their ups and downs, and unfortunately, that is a true statement. And it's. I love the fact that there's a real conversation. There's real honesty about that. But you know what? There's real recovery.
Yes.
And when you couple the helping hand, the open hearts, and the honesty of everything, when you're helping someone out of a hole, when you're helping them up, there's such a thing as a hand out or a hand up. Right. And I applaud the hand up every single day, because if we just walk through life and we're constantly helping someone up, the forward momentum is the only blessing that we're given.
I agree.
Handouts are man, they're just tough. They're tough. And I am glad that the Elks are a hand up organization. I know it in my heart of hearts, and I see the effort you guys are putting in to keep the Elks open, and build that membership back up so that the conversation isn't, are we going to be open? The conversation is, we're going to be open. And there is a difference in the conversation. And I really, I'm impressed. I'm hopeful that people get this message. And if you're listening out there, please share it. It's 1 minute after, and I've gone over, so I'm going to get in trouble. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you guys are doing, and please come back on, and I'll try to see you tomorrow night. I'm gonna make it a gallant effort.
Thank you, John, and I look forward to seeing you and your wife tomorrow evening. If you can
All right.
make it, come on out.
What
10
time's the show start again?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
The doors are open at 6, so come on in.
All right. Well, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. This is John Rawlings with WKDW saying go support your Elks Lodge in Inglewood, Florida tomorrow. Great show. Show starts at 7, doors open at 6. Be part of something fantastic, and then come back on and brag about it and post pictures, post all kinds of things. I appreciate your time. Thanks, and have a great day. Gabrielle and Caroline, thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thank you, John.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.